Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my YouTube channel Parallel Physics. I am solving numerical problems from physics book by Halliday Resnick Crane. The numerical that I am going to solve in this lecture is the statement is as figure A shows two charges Q1 and Q2 held a fixed distance d apart. This is shown in figure A. Two particles Q1 and Q2 are at distance d from each other. Find the strength of the electric force that acts on Q1. We are asked to calculate force on acting charge Q1 by charge Q2. The value of charge Q1 is given as 21.3 microcoulombs and Q2 is also 21.3 microcoulombs. First I calculate first part of this numerical, then I shall solve the second part. So the required data to solve part 1 is given as charge Q1 is equal to 21.3 microcoulombs and Q2 is also 21.3 microcoulombs. Distance between both charges is 1.52. We want to calculate force exerted on charge Q1 by charge Q2. And we know that force between two charges can be calculated by Coulomb's law, that is F is equal to K Q1 Q2 over D square, where D is distance between these two charged particles. K is proportionality constant and its value is given as K is equal to 9 into 10 to 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square. To calculate force, we put the numerical values of K, Q1 and Q2, that is 9 into 10 to 9, Q1 is 21.3 microcoulombs, Q2 is also 21.3 microcoulombs, and distance is given as 1.52 d square. So here comes the square. Now we calculate the force, and multiplying these terms we get answer is 4083.2 into 10 to 9 minus 6 and this minus 6. When numbers are multiplied and if some numbers have same base, then their powers are added. So the square of 1.52 becomes 2.31. Dividing this number by 2.31, we get 1767.6 into 10 to minus 3, and it comes out to be 1.767 newtons. So the force acting on charge Q1 is 1.767 newtons. You must know that this Coulomb's force is a mutual force. And the bulb was off due to electricity breakdown. So I continue again. We know that Coulomb's force is a mutual force. It means Q1 and Q2 charges exert equal forces on each other. That forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So force exerted by charge Q2 on charge Q1 is 1.767 newtons. Now I solve second part of this numerical. For second part, the statement is as in first case there are two charges, that is q1 and q2 at distance d. Now a third charge q3 21.3 microcoulombs is brought in and placed as shown in figure. A third charge q3 is placed here in such a way that it is at distance d from charge q1 and at the same distance d from charge q2. Find the strength of electric force now on charge q1. So now we want to calculate the force on charge q1. Here is charge q1. Now as we can see, in this case charge q2 and charge q3 both exert force on charge q1. So we have to calculate the net force acting on charge q1 by charge q2 and q3. As all three charges are of same kind, so charge q2 repels charge q1. The force exerted by charge q2 on q3 is in this direction, that is force F12. I write it as force exerted on charge 1 by charge 2. Similarly, the force exerted by charge q3 on charge q1 is in this direction, as q3 repels charge q1. So force is F13 and its direction is shown by this arrowhead. As we know that force is a vector quantity, so the net force acting on charge q1 is the vector sum of force exerted by charge q2 and q3. In vector form, I can write it as the force exerted on charge 1 F1 is equal to F12 plus F13. In the first part, we have calculated the force exerted by charge q2 on charge q1, and the numerical value of that force was F12 is equal to 1.76 newtons. A numerical value. As we know that the magnitude of charge q3 is given as q3 is equal to 21.3 microcoulombs, that is 21.3 into 10 to minus 6 coulombs. As we can see that all three charges have same magnitude and they are equally separated from each other. So the force exerted by charge Q2 on Q1 is same as force exerted by charge Q3 on charge Q1. So I can write it as, from the symmetry of this diagram and numerical values, that force exerted on charge 1 by charge 3 is equal to force exerted on charge 1 by charge 2. Numerical value of charge force F13 is equal to 1.76 newtons. Again, you can see that all three charges are equally distant from each other and each charge has same magnitude. So mutual force between charge 1 and 2 and charge 1 and 3 has the same magnitude. Now, as we know that vectors are added graphically by head to tail rule. So to calculate the magnitude of force F1, I can use this method that in components form, I can write the force F1 as force F1 is equal to, if I resolve this force into its x and y components, that is equal to F1 is equal to F1 x I hat plus F1 y j hat. Whereas force F1x, the component of force F1 along x-axis is equal to the sum of components of force F12 and F13. Similarly, I can write the y component of force F1 as F1y is equal to F12y plus F13y. If force has its x and y components, then magnitude of force can be written as F is equal to square of x component, square of y component and its square root. By this formula, we can calculate the magnitude of force F1, that is acting on charge Q1 by charge Q2 and Q3. I can name these equations as, I name it as equation 1, this is equation 2 and I name it as equation 3. To find the resultant force, now I write these forces in graphical form as, suppose this is our rectangular coordinate system, x-axis, and this is y-axis. And if we take the force F12 acting vertically along y-axis, I draw this force here as, this is force F12 and force F13 is graphically shown here as, this is force F13 acting on charge Q1. Now one more thing, as these three particles are at equal distance from each other, so the lines joining these particles, the vectors joining these points, these charges, make an equilateral triangle. And we know that in an equilateral triangle, angle between adjacent sides is 60 degrees. So this is an equilateral triangle. In this equilateral triangle, if I extend this vector f13 as, this is f13 and this is f12. So the angle between f12 and f3 forces is 60 degrees. In an equilateral triangle, angle between adjacent sides of triangle is 60 degrees. So I can mention that angle between f12 and f3 as, this angle is equal to 60 degrees. So angle of force F13 here becomes 30 degrees. Now to calculate the net force, I have to calculate the x and y components of force F12 and F13. For this purpose, I resolve force F3 into its components. Its x component becomes, that is F13 cos theta, and its y component is F13 sin theta. Force F12 is acting along y-axis, so there is no x component of force F12. So resolving forces into rectangular components, we get that x component of force F12 is 0 and y component of force F12 is same as the magnitude of force F12, that is 1.76 newtons. Similarly, the x component of force F13 is equal to F13 cos theta, and in this case angle theta is equal to 30 degrees, so it becomes 1.76, and cos 30 is equal to 0.866. Multiplying these terms, we get F13 x component is equal to 1.52 and y component of force F13 is F13 sin theta, and in this triangle angle theta comes out to be 30 degrees. It becomes 1.76, and sin 30 is equal to 0.5, and answer of y component is 0.88 newtons. Now we can calculate the x and y components of resultant force, and I solve it here that x component of net force F1 is sum of x component of force F12 and x component of force 13, that comes out to be x component of force F12 is 0 and F13's x component's value is 1.52, that comes out 1.52. The y component of force F1 is, and it is equal to, that becomes 2.64. Now the magnitude of resultant force is calculated as F1 is equal to F1 x square plus F1 y square square root, that is 1.52 square plus 2.64 square. After calculations, the final answer is F1 is equal to 3.05 newtons. This is the magnitude, the strength of net force acting on charge Q1 by charge Q2 and Q3. So this is the required solution of this numerical problem. Very simple method. We find the net force by vector sum of number of forces acting on particle, and to find the magnitude of force we find x and y components of forces, and by that method we have calculated the net force acting on charge q1 by charge q2 and q3.